Okay, hello everyone. This video is going to be the beginning of a new series where we'll be solving past question, and I choose to start from the most recent Waec question, that is Waec 2025. So we solve the question 1, 2, 3, 4 until you get to question 50 in the objective section. Then maybe later we solve the theory part. So this is the first question. It's a simple one, and the question says the bearing of F from G is 64 degrees. What is the bearing of G from F? So this is a form of reversal bearing, and it's quite simple. This is how to look at the question whenever you see a question like this. So the question is telling you that the bearing of F, note the from, says from G is this. So it is starting from G. So the first point here to consider is the point G. So, and let's say this is the point, we represent it with this cardinal point that has the four cardinal points: north, south, east, and west. So the question says the bearing of F from G is 064 degrees. And whenever you are doing solving a question that deals with bearing starts from the north, and it turns clockwise back to north, giving us 360. So if it goes from here to here, that's 90. From here to here, 180, 270, back to 360. But in this case, we have 64 degrees. So we just do it this way. Let's assume this is 64 degrees. Then you draw a line that shows the direction of the bearing. So this is 064 degrees. So from here to here is 64 degrees. That's the direction towards F. So let's assume that this is F on this spot and it has its north here. So the question is asking us that we know the bearing of F from G. So this is the bearing of F from G. But the question is saying, what will be if you are, let's assume our current position now is F. So what will be the bearing of G from F? So what we do is we are trying to check the direction of G from F. So we start from the north. We've not encountered G up onto this place, that's 90 degree. Back to this place, we've not still gotten there until we get back here. And this gives us the total angle from this north back to the period where, to the point where it touches this line, is our bearing of G from F. So how do we get this angle? I told you already that from here to here is 90, from here to here is 180. So the 180 plus this is going to give us the bearing of G from F. So, and that is, this angle here is 064 degrees too. So so if you are confused on how we got this, you should recall from your general maths that if two lines are parallel, and in this case the two knots are parallel to each other, so if a line crosses it this way, the angle you have here is going to be the same angle you have here. And remember that the angle you have here is the same thing as this opposite angle which is here. So in this case it is this line. So that is why we could say that the bearing of G from F equals to, we have 180 degrees plus 64 degrees, and that gives us 244 degrees. This is the way to solve it. But when you are dealing with objective question, you have to be fast. So wherever you have a reversal of bearing, what you should do is add 180 to whatever bearing you have initially. So when you are reversing the bearing, you're going to have the same answer. So just go directly to add 180 to 64. But in any case where you have your figure, the figure you get is now bigger than 360. You subtract 360 from it. So let's assume we have 200 as our initial bearing. Then if you are trying to reverse it, you are going to add 180 to it. If you add 180 to 200, that's going to give you, it's going to give you 380. And 380 is more than 360. So you just subtract 360 from it, and you're going to have 20 degrees is going to be your answer. Simple or simple?